Sweet it is. It's a Sweet 16 edition of the Let's Not Do This podcast for Wednesday, March 26th, year of our Lord 2025. You got the big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside Scotty Too Hottie. Chris is completing court-ordered community service at the moment. Those cigarette butts do not pick themselves up off the side of the road without people like him in the orange jumpsuits to do that. So he'll be joining us a little bit later. Scotty, how are you, sir? I see you have your Baltimore t-shirt on. You're getting ready for opening day tomorrow?
Sure. Haven't really thought about baseball yet until today. The only reason why I know why opening day is tomorrow is because DraftKings has some promotions going on. March it's for basketball, but yeah, go O's. I'll get into baseball soon enough.
They Major League Baseball, by the way, we're going to get into the Sweet 16 and talk about the matchups and everything of that nature. But Major League Baseball really screwed up here with opening day tomorrow. A perfect opportunity to have the season start today. Obviously, the Dodgers and Cubs already played 2 games in Japan, but opening day should have been today. There's nothing going on right now. You would have had the eyes of America on you. Now, instead, the Sweet 16's tomorrow evening. Yeah, you might get some eyes on the games tomorrow afternoon and stuff like that. But tomorrow night, no one's going to give a damn about who the Royals are playing. Everyone's watching college basketball.
Yeah, they could have started it Tuesday, Wednesday, had games all day. Who knows what these organizations think? I don't know.
Baseball can't get out of its own way sometimes. It's not like they didn't know. I mean, they put these schedules out in advance, usually months and years out in advance. They know when the dates of the season is going to be. And I know these leagues, talk to each other and stuff. I mean, it just a missed opportunity there for baseball, but we'll get into that more a little bit later. It's always missed opportunity for them.
They need to talk to the MAC conference. They have their Tuesday games late in the season in football. Smart. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why other leagues don't do that. Whatever.
What are you going to do? But Northern Illinois apparently had their fill of it because they're leaving them action to go to Mountain West Conference. So maybe they got done of playing football games on Tuesday nights in Ypsilanti, Michigan against 38 Eastern Michigan fans.
Yeah, well. At least they're not going D3.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. The big news, well, not big, but kind of weird news with college sports. Earlier this week, we saw St. Francis. What are they? The Red Flashes, I believe.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. The St. Francis, fresh off of their appearance in the NCAA tournament, losing a heartbreaker to Maryland. Not Maryland. What was it? Alabama State. I almost said Maryland, Baltimore County. I almost said Maryland, Baltimore County. Then I was thinking about UME. So I was like, wait, it's not them. It was Alabama State that they lost to. St. Francis now decided to drop down from Division I to Division III starting in 2026.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm sure they won't be. I don't think we'll see like a whole bunch of teams doing that, but they won't be the last.
No, Hartford did it a couple of years ago. The Hawks dropped down from Division I to Division III. I think after they went to the NCAA tournament, I feel like. So, especially in this NIL and transfer portal, it's got to be hard for these, like some of these smaller Northeastern schools to essentially stay afloat financially.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe they are kind of maybe using that as an excuse also because they could have kept going if they wanted to. But yeah, we'll have to see how things play out. Maybe the NCAA will finally put some regulations in place.
Yeah, there's no guardrails whatsoever when it comes to NIL. And I'm glad you brought that up, Scotty. Before we get into the matchups and everything, Maryland, their head coach, Kevin Willard, he made a statement speaking to, I believe it was in Team 980 up in D.C. Yeah, DraftKings had this graphic here. Transfer portal is crazy. Their kids asking for $2 to $3 million right now. The way the money has exploded, we have no guardrails whatsoever. I mean, yeah, he's dead on. I mean, if you're Hartford, if you're St. Francis, obviously you're playing a different game than Maryland. Hell, if you're Longwood, you're playing a different game than Maryland. But how do you compete? When you're essentially a farm system for the rest of college basketball.
Yeah, That's future Villanova head coach Kevin Willard, by the way.
You think so?
That's
I
what
don't
I
think he's.
think.
I don't think he's leaving.
I think the way things are breaking down, the fact that Nova doesn't have a coach yet, um, I think it's because they were probably waiting for Willard to give them an answer. I think he probably said yes, and then that's when you saw Patino go to Xavier, and then VCU hire Phil Martelli Jr. They were all talking to Patino. That's what I think. We'll see once Maryland gets knocked out, but yeah. Um,
I can't see him. I can't see him leaving Maryland. They got that Big Ten money. The AD's gone, so I mean he's in a good spot where he can kind of write his check a little bit. The AD left to go to SMU. Like he's the big swinging dick on campus right now. I don't know. I just can't see where Villanova can match Maryland from a financial standpoint, having that Big Ten coffer behind them.
so what's Villanova doing then? Did Patino just tell them no? I'm going to
He
Xavier. I don't think so.
could be. I mean, like I don't know. What do you think is a better job, Xavier or Villanova?
Villanova
You think so?
for sure. Yeah.
I think the media pressure in just like that Northeast and the history and still kind of like you're one guy removed, but still the looming shadow of Jay Wright. I don't know. I feel like there's more of a we have to win right now immediately at Villanova, where you can kind of maybe have a little bit more of an on ramp at Xavier.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I don't think Patino cares about that. He's been around the game his whole life. I'm assuming he's close to his dad. They seem pretty tight, so he knows what goes on with coaching. Just as long as he stays out the bathroom, I don't think any of the outside stuff is really going to bother him that much.
I'm excited that we get the father versus son matchup now every year with Rick at St. John's and Richard at Xavier now. So that'll be fun to see.
Yeah,
Um,
I think VCU was in the mix. I know a lot of people were probably laughing at that, but just the fact that as soon as they announced Patino, VCU has a coach like 10 minutes later. I feel like they were in the running, or they felt like they were anyways.
I'm sure those conversations were had, and they walked down the road a little bit. I mean, I'm no fan of VCU as an institution, but it is a very attractive job, and all their athletic money goes to that basketball program. So I mean, and it's launched so many careers. I mean, it's the next step for so many coaches. So it is an attractive job. We'll see what Martelli Jr. does there. You mentioned like being a launching pad. Robert Jones at Norfolk State, their head coach, he was speaking to the media and kind of talked about the difficulties right now of coaching with NIL and the transfer portal and guys leaving and going everywhere. Here's about 40 seconds from him.
This is now a glorified JUCO. This is like Norfolk State Community College, because it's like when I say that, not because of the people or things like that, but it's just the way it is. JUCO coaches, I have so much more respect for them these days because they have to get a new team every year or every 2 years or something like that, right? Now we got to get a new team every year, every two. So we basically a glorified JUCO because these kids, until mid majors, and not just Norfolk State, until mid majors get the money that high majors have, we're never going to be able to keep kids here, for a long time. I say it's easy to get them; it's hard to retain them. You can get them because there's a lot of kids that want opportunities. A lot of kids want opportunities, but once they get the opportunity and then they blow up, it's harder to retain them because now the big boys are going to come.
What do you think about that, Scotty?
Yeah, I mean, as things stand right now, he's exactly right. The one advantage that these smaller schools always had was they usually have a bunch of seniors and juniors that have been together for 3-4 years that know each other, have that chemistry. They've always had that going for them. But now, if you're a decent player in a small school, you're gonna hit the portal, get some more money, go to a better school, and all that. So yeah, now I think we thought it was going to kind of level the playing field, and as far as spreading around the talent, it is. But when you get to like the lower schools, yeah, it's going to be very tough for them because anytime you get a good player, he's probably going to be gone in a year or two. So
Yeah,
NCAA, do your job.
There's just nothing there. I mean, you look at right now
you frozen? Jeez.
Are you still there? I think you froze on me.
Yeah, you're frozen.
I know. I think you're frozen.
No, you're
There we go.
frozen.
No, I'm still here. Um,
I'm not frozen.
oh,
All right. Well, you could tell us
well,
which one of us is
no
freezing.
wonder I
'cause-
froze because we got.
Is it
It's
me or
Leon.
Leon?
It's Leon.
Okay.
All right. What about now? Is it better now?
A little bit.
For now.
All right. I'll fix my.
Jesus.
Are we live? What's happening right now? Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Subscribe,
We
like,
just-
share.
Yeah. We were just talking about Norfolk State's coach talking about how they're glorified JUCOs now with the way the NCAA and the transfer portal and all that. Yeah, before Leon started freezing. Yeah, but NCAA, they got to put.
I think I'm back now. I think I'm
have
fixing
some-
myself now.
Okay. Have some contracts. Make them stay at one school for at least 2 years or something, or limit the amount of times they can try. I'm all for the portal and guys getting what they can get in the short time frame that they have in college. But you can't have 80% of all players in the portal every single year. It's just not manageable. It's got to be some kind of balance.
I agree, Scotty. I think that's a great idea. Maybe one transfer. This guy's such an idiot. One transfer, unless there's a medical hardship, graduate student, or coach leaves. I think that's fair.
I'll even say 2. You get 2 transfers. You can't have guys on 6-year seniors on their 6th team. It's like, good Lord, man.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah. Don't know what the fuck he's doing. He looks fucking weird though.
Yeah, he looks like something. I can't think of what it is.
He looks like the caterpillar from A Bug's Life.
I saw a picture. That's probably what I'm thinking of. But I can't say I've seen A Bug's Life.
Fucking Google that shit and then share the
Pay your
screen
internet.
next to him.
Pay your internet bill.
It's that short pump shit.
Yeah. Well, since he hates the NBA, did you hear LeBron on the McAfee show?
No.
I didn't hear it. I've read the transcript. Jeez. He basically confirmed that the lottery was fixed for him when he went to Cleveland.
Really?
Or he believes that. Now, if he believes that, he's the one that would know, I think. But yeah, he was basically like, yeah, Patrick Ewing went to the Knicks.
The frozen
Rose went to the Bulls. There was one other guy went to his hometown. He's like, and then I went to Cleveland. He's like, come on now.
Well, is Ewing? I thought Ewing was like Jamaican or something. I think he was just the best player, and New York needed somebody. But yeah, that's fine.
Well, he went to Georgetown, so I don't know where. Maybe he lived in New York for. I don't know. Honestly,
Georgetown's in DC.
I know, but Georgetown, when they used to be good, they were getting the New York guys because.
Okay. All right. Well,
you're saying it's close enough. Yeah. Shit, I had something I was going to talk about, but I forgot we're talking about the NBA.
Yeah, I have not. I watched maybe 5 minutes of the Warriors Heat last night. That was last night, I think. And I fell.
I went under on Jimmy Butler that hit easily. Yeah, I went 6-1 yesterday. I went 6-1 yesterday. Made up for my first round of the tournament.
Like and subscribe.
Speaking of fixed, your internet is not fixed.
Internet, it's the computer itself. I don't know what's going on. It keeps like season. It's a brand new computer.
Try to tell me it was my internet.
Yeah, well, you live in an area where the internet's probably slow.
Leon, did you give
better than
your
yours.
computer cholesterol problems? Is that why it's not working?
My cholesterol, my A1C is great with Jardiance. Okay.
Oh, jeez. I hate that fucking commercial.
It's so annoying. It's so bad. But no, I missed that into the conversation there with you guys. But one thing, to note, there are no Cinderellas this year. in March Madness. And you look at, think about like that Butler team that nearly won the national championship, or think about, I mean, obviously NC State went on the run last year, but that's still a Power Four school. You go back, you look at Florida Atlantic or VCU or Mason. We don't have one of those now. And you look back, all these other guys, they're at other programs. What was it? The top 4 scores from that Florida Atlantic Final Four team are on 4 different teams in the Final Four. I mean, the Sweet 16. I mean, that's Cinderella right there. Like, it doesn't lead. It's not sustainable what we're on right now. Where eventually you're going to have the power conferences break off because they're playing a completely different game. If you're, look at DJ Burns at NC State. I mean, he was Big South Player of the Year, and then he goes to NC State and becomes a star, and that's great for him. But it doesn't help Winthrop. Where who first found him and he was playing great. It's just you find someone, you find a diamond in the rough. Guy blows up. You can't keep them. It's almost like Major League Soccer, where you get some kid out of high school at 17 years old. You give him the sign for Philadelphia Union. He plays well. Next thing you know, he's going to Germany, and that's it. You're a minor league at that point.
Yeah, I don't know the answer, but they got to do something. 2-year contracts or 2 transfer maximum. I don't know. But we were talking about LeBron on McAfee saying he thinks the NBA lottery was fixed for him to go to Cleveland.
Was it cold envelope? What was it, like Patrick Ewing? Wasn't there a cold envelope?
Regardless of what they go in a secret room. Like, why do you have to go in a secret room? Just let us see what you're doing. Of course they're fixing it.
NBA is WWE with basketballs, fake injuries, fake players. Everything's scripted. You can write in at the end of the year who's going to be in the finals. It doesn't matter. I didn't watch that interview because I value my brain cells. But I did see a snippet that he said.
I don't watch McAfee either for that reason.
Yeah, I'm kind of been out on McAfee for like the last month or so. But I did see where he said Giannis could score like 275 points, like in the 70s. Like, is he high? Like, obviously, these guys are bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic for the most part than some of the guys back in the day, but the game is different. Like you can't even hand check people.
Yeah.
You would catch an elbow in the mouth,
Giannis wouldn't, no. He wouldn't have, because they would have been able to play defense. Yeah, the hand checking. They would have forced them to take jump shots.
Maybe Shaq.
Well, Shaq
I don't know about Giannis.
Shaq is just like a fucking freak. It's one of those things where, like, you see the question.
Well, Giannis is a freak.
Well, but
He's a
Shaq
Greek
is just Shaq. You know what, Chris? You better hope my computer is not working. If I can get to it. There we go. But no, Shaq is like the question of like, would you rather fight Shaq or like 700 10-year-olds? It's like when you get those questions, like, would you rather fight one gorilla or like 800 ducks or something? Shaq is like always the other thing that you take. Like, I'm not gonna mess with him. He's just like his own country. It's like a moving like space shuttle. Even though he's like the nicest guy in the world, I'm sure he would just like destroy you if he needed to.
Oh yeah. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Oh,
can we change the duck to geese?
Fuck geese, man. This thing's
Geese,
I was gonna say I'd do that anyways.
Geese are nasty customers, man. There was one that
we got like 20 of them that just hang out around my work, and there's this shit all over the parking lot.
Bad news.
You sure it's not Chris just shitting in the parking lot?
It might be drones. It might not even be real.
Could be. We all know birds aren't real, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some of these matchups here for the Sweet 16 tomorrow. I got now these lines may have updated. I should have looked at it right before the show. I made it earlier today, but as of about 3:00 this afternoon from ESPN Bet, let's take a look at these lines here. We'll start with BYU and Alabama. We got the Tide 5.5-point favorites. Over under 175.5. Tomorrow, 7:09 on CBS, America's Most Watched Network. And Jim Nance, by the way, retiring from the Masters in 2036. Way to break it to us, Jim.
11 more years.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, way to call your shot. But yeah, BYU, Alabama. By the way, the fans alone is going to be worth it. I want to see inbred Bama fans still trying to figure out basketball against like the clean cut Mormon guys in ties. That's going to be fantastic. But Scotty,
Yeah.
you're the degenerate. I'll give you the floor.
I like this BYU team. I hate that they played VCU in the first round. I had a Final Four ticket on them pre-tournament at 20-1. So obviously I like them. Alabama, I don't know, they're just up and down, literally and metaphorically. But I like the over. This is a lot of points for a college game, but
It's
I think it's going to get there. I think it's going to be close at the end. I want to pick BYU for the upset. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I think they'll cover. I think it's going to be a close game at the end, and you'll see about 20 points in the last couple minutes because of fouls and three-pointers. But yeah, this will be a really fun game. I'll say Alabama wins, but doesn't cover, and this might be my favorite game of all 8. But yeah.
I think I want to go under on this one just because it's so many damn points. The one thing that scares me, as you mentioned, like with fouls and this and that at the end, it could, maybe sneak and backdoor that. Or this could be a very tight game, could even be an overtime game that could get us to that 175.5. But I'm with you. I think Bama wins. I don't know if they necessarily cover, but I like the 175.5. It's just a lot of points.
That's a fuck ton of points. Give me BYU money line. Hopefully I jinx them and they can go the fuck back home to Utah.
BYU money line for Christopher there. All right. Going down the list here. Next up, we got Maryland. Derek Queen still traveling somewhere, still shuffling his feet. Taking on Florida. Gators by 6.5, over under 156. Tomorrow, 7:39 on TBS and True TV. By the way, every time I look at True TV, that's accurate how you spell out True TV, but it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah, what are you going to do?
How they do it.
Yeah.
So
Scotty, you're up here. Terps Gators.
I wanted to go Florida point spread. I kind of feel the same way about the first game we talked about. Florida wins, a close one. I just think that's too many points. I think Florida wins by like 4 or 5. I just can't see this being a 3-possession game. As far as the total, I think I like the over on that too. But I like the Maryland plus 6.5 better. I think they have a chance to win too.
I hate to agree with you again, but yeah, I actually put this in earlier this afternoon. Maryland plus the 6.5 points there. I really like the way Maryland plays. Kevin Willard, you may think he's going to Villanova. I don't think he's going. I think he's going to stay there. This Maryland team, I mean, you look at them; they have a chance, I think, to make a run to the Final Four. That could be maybe our Cinderella this year. They've won some. They won some games. They've had some head-scratcher games as well. But I like Maryland to cover the 6.5 here.
You're both wrong. Florida's way too deep. Queen's going to get in trouble. Florida, big.
Maryland's just going to play their small rotation like they have all year.
They're going to get in foul trouble, and then they're fucked because they only have 5 good players.
Either one of these teams are going to the Final Four. So,
well, Maryland's not. You brought up a good point about the 5 good players. Maryland's not a very deep team that could definitely get them in trouble there. Arizona and Duke, number 4 seed Wildcats, and the overall number 1 seed Blue Devils, 9.5 spread. Duke's favored by over under 153.5. 9:39 tomorrow on CBS. Caleb Love gets to go against Duke one more time.
I think either Duke blows them out or Arizona wins. And I just trust Duke more. Arizona, I feel like they might lay a dud. Give me Duke, double digits. And I like the over too on this one. I like too many overs. I'm usually under better. I haven't looked into totals yet, but I'm just looking at that number. But yeah, like Duke to win by double digits better than the total.
At this stage, I don't know why I feel like look, Duke is fantastic. Cooper Flag, we know everything about Duke. 9.5 points though feels big, especially in the Sweet 16 right now against another Power Four conference school. Albeit I have not watched Arizona a ton this year, but it just feels like this is a game that Duke will control. 10, 15-point lead most of the game, maybe a little backdoor cover, maybe some fouls late. This 9.5 just feels like a big number for me. I'm taking the Arizona plus a 9.5.
Tyrese Proctor been on fucking fire. Cooper Flag is the best player in the nation. I hate to say it, but Duke's going to beat the dog shit out of Arizona. Duke big. Give me the over.
Oh, and you know what? Looking at the ESPN right now, the over actually has moved to 154.5. You still like the over?
To 160.
Ooh.
Another reason I'm on Maryland plus the points because they opened at 4.5. So now you're getting value too.
Sorry, the bubonic plague, I think, is still with me there a little bit. All right. So, Chris, you're still on the over 153.5?
Yeah, whatever. My official pick is Duke minus 9.5.
All right. Next up here, we got Texas Tech and Arkansas. A little old Southwest Conference matchup from back in the day. All right. So we got the Hogs, 10th seed, Red Raiders number 3. Texas Tech favored by 5.5. 148.5 is the over under. 10:09 p.m. tomorrow. TBS True TV. There is 0.0 chance I make it through the end of this game.
I will, because I really like this Texas Tech team. I have them in my Final Four. Literally, maybe an hour ago, bet them to win the whole thing at 20-1. One of the best road teams in the country. They're going to cover this number easily. I think they're going to win by probably 15 points. They're going to blow Arkansas out. Then they're going to beat either Florida or Maryland to get to the Final Four. This is I don't even call them a sleeper as a 3 seed, but they are maybe the surprise team of the tournament.
Okay. Maybe it's recency bias. You guys watch more college basketball than me, but watching Arkansas the other day and watching the bigs inside, what was it, Williams and Toppin, just watching the work that they were doing against St. John's.
No, that's Texas Tech.
No, I mean, Texas Tech. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. That's what I was thinking. My brain is sorry. Watching Texas Tech, watching the work that they were doing with the bigs inside. I'm all on Texas Tech minus the 5.5. Sorry, mixed up the players in my head, but I think the big men make the difference there. They just look dominant inside. Give me Texas Tech minus the 5.5, and I feel like they're going to just out physical them.
Yeah, I'm complete opposite of you. Arkansas showed me something. They got waves and waves of players that they're going to bring in. Texas Tech only beat UNC Wilmington by 10. UNC Wilmington might be the worst team in this tournament. Give me Arkansas money line. Book it. Scotty's bracket's going to die.
Did you see Liberty, sir?
Yeah, Wilmington's worse.
I think Oregon may have just scored again.
Yeah.
All right, so that puts a bow on the Thursday slate. They're moving over to Friday. Of course, it's March. That means it's the month of Izzo. As Michigan State 3.5-point favorites over Ole Miss. Chris Beard's running Rebels. Over under 143.5. Friday, 7:09 p.m. on CBS.
I think Ole Miss run. I think it ends here. I think Michigan State wins, and it'll be a close cover. But I think they cover. My boy Padula. I want to root for Ole Miss, but I think Michigan State gets them. And then let's say under for the total.
Old Row selling the merchandise White Boy of the Year. Sean Padula there, the Virginia Tech transfer. That's Chris, are you upset that you weren't White Boy of the Year?
I'm pretty upset about it. Padula, not even top 5 this year. Come on.
Not even top 5 white boys of the year?
No, not even close.
Is Kirk Cousins up there? Is this just basketball? What qualifies you? I have no idea.
Being a white boy. So we got the corner from the Eagles.
Cooper
He's
DeJong.
definitely number one. Mac McClung, Luka
Okay.
Doncic.
Are
Paul-
we counting Europeans?
Paul Skeens has to be up there.
Do Europeans count?
I think
Wait,
they're white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul Skeens has to be there.
You don't have enough swagger.
Number one, he's nailing Livy Dunn. He's the number one pick. He's got more, well, actually, he's not making a ton of money. His baseball card actually sold for more than what his rookie deal was.
Yeah, mustache takes points off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I got to put him up there. But all right,
Cooper Flag.
Oh yeah. That's a pretty solid list. If this was the Chappelle Show and you had like the racial draft, that's a pretty solid list that you guys.
But doesn't get drafted.
He's a player to be named later for the Whites.
That's fine. You need those guys.
Yeah, it's March. It's Izzo. You're a crazy person if you go against Tom Izzo in the tournament. I'm taking Michigan State -3.5. I got no analysis. I got Chris level analysis on this one.
I agree with you, but I do think Izzo is a little overrated as far as what we talk about him in March.
Yeah, he hasn't won a championship in 25 years. Fuck that guy.
2000 last time.
Chris
he really likes
farther more recently than Izzo has. So let's not forget that.
They also Izzo likes Phil Martelli Jr. a lot, so got that going for him. For what that's worth. I don't know if that means anything.
VCU coach. Let's go.
Yeah.
Give me Ole Miss plus the 3.5. Ole Miss looked really fucking good in their last game. I know Iowa State is down their best player. What?
Hey,
yeah.
Chris likes a team called the Rebels.
That might be racist.
Not really. No, but they look really good.
Change the name.
Michigan State. They just look like a mediocre Big Ten team. So I'll take Ole Miss plus the points. I wouldn't be surprised if they won.
Okay. Next up on the dance card Friday is Moonshine, Walmart, Cracker Barrel. Beware. We got Kentucky taking on Tennessee. I hear that the loser has to take a bath and also learn to read in this game. So they got that.
I heard they had to break up with their cousins.
Yes. Third seed Wildcats, second seed Volunteers. Tennessee favored by 4.5, over under 144.5. I forgot the time on this one, but Friday, TBS and True TV. I forgot the time, but go on.
Dumbass.
Kind of like the under, and the reason why I like the under is because I think Tennessee is going to slow them down and win and cover this one. I know we all have Tennessee in our Final Four. Again, Tennessee's been kind of up and down, and can they play another good game in a row? I don't think so. I think Tennessee's been more consistent all year, and the defense is going to slow Kentucky down. Tennessee wins by like 7 or 8.
Okay, this game tipping off for those that are waiting with bated breath, 7:39 on TBS and True TV on Friday. Scotty, I hate to agree with you again, but yeah, Tennessee, this team plays really good defense. I think it's going to be slow. It's going to be physical. These two teams don't like each other. The schools don't like each other. The fans don't like each other. Over under the amount of arrest for sneaking in moonshine, I'm going to say 12. And I'm sure there'll be some fights in the crowd there. I'm giving the under on this game. I think Tennessee does cover. By the way, this game in Indianapolis, so should be a packed house because it's not that far of a trip for both.
Yeah. Give me Kentucky plus the 4.5. Should be close. Should be fun. Should be blow for blow. It'll be an entertaining game. Give me Kentucky plus points.
Who's blowing who, Chris?
Bobby Joe's probably blowing her cousin Jim Bob.
Oh, all right. That's unsavory. Next up here, Michigan and Auburn. Tigers favored by 8.5, over under 154.5. 9:39 Friday night on CBS.
Auburn wins. Michigan covers. It's too many points. Michigan's been playing good. And give me the under, I guess. But yeah, Auburn wins, but not by that much.
I'm on the under here. Not a lot of analysis on this. Just I feel like that's a lot of points for those two teams. I've only seen Michigan a few times this year. Wasn't really super impressed with them. Auburn, by the way, their whole season changed after they got into a fist fight with each other on the plane. So maybe some people do SEAL team fitness training. Some people do this. Some people do that. Maybe that's the secret, corporate America. If you want your group to bond, have them fight on an airplane. And then things will
love
take
to
off.
fight coworkers. That'd be great.
But would you win, Chris? The other people at the Waffle House that you work at, they can throw hands. They can throw hands.
Losing a fight on a plane has to be just the most awkward situation because you can't go anywhere. You're in the air. You just go back to your seat and sit down.
You go back into that prison cell of a bathroom and you just sit there and sulk for like 3 minutes, hopefully not fall into that like blue vapor toilet or whatever. Yeah.
Nice big man matchup in this one. Golden, I forget the other guy's name for Michigan. They got two big dudes that will try to control Broom. I don't know if it's going to work, but
yeah. Yep, I like Michigan. Auburn has not played great over the last 3 weeks or so. They've done enough to win the last 2 games, but something about Michigan, something about Dusty May. That dude knows how to fucking coach. And I'm just not impressed with what Auburn's doing. So I will take Michigan plus 8.5. Hopefully they win.
We were talking earlier about how FAU has all these guys in the Sweet 16 on different teams. I forget. I think it was DraftKings. They listed the starting lineup for every team and where they started.
Yeah.
Michigan has no guys that started at Michigan, and they also have more guys that started at Texas Tech than Texas Tech does. They have 2. Texas Tech has 1.
Yeah.
What could you imagine like someone digging up John Wooden and like telling him the current state of college basketball right now?
First of all, nobody should be digging up a dead guy's grave. Archaeologists, change your careers. It's gross.
All right, next up, the last game of the Sweet 16. We got Purdue and Houston. Hey, guess what, Houston? You had a great year. And actually, you know what? This line is actually now at 8.5 for the Cougars. Let me update that real quick. But yeah, Houston, you've had a fantastic year. You're a number 1 seed. We're going to reward you by sending you to Indianapolis, where you'll play a 4 seed in Purdue about 1 hour from their campus. Great season, Cougars. And oh yeah, you have to travel about 1,000 miles from your campus to Indy, while your opponent has a 1 hour drive down the road. We're looking out for you. Yeah, Scotty, the floor is yours.
I might put some money on Purdue money line. What I was just talking about, Purdue's the only team that has all 5 of their starters start at Purdue. I always forget the point guard's last name because up until a couple weeks ago, I hated him and thought he was overrated. Braden, the whitest first name in the world. What's the last name?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
I'll look it up. Yes, I couldn't think of Smith. I think it is Smith.
Yeah, it is Smith. It is Braden Smith.
I think his first name pissed me off.
Fletcher Lawyer kept popping into my head.
Yeah, he looks like a lawyer. He looks like his dad's lawyer. Anyways,
probably will be.
Yeah, Braden Smith. I was like, how is this guy All American? I guess because every time I watched him last year, I guess there's a big difference with Zach Edey there, but he just never really did much. But man, watching him in the tournament so far, he's really good. Yeah, and Houston, they're really good too, but 8.5 points is way too much. I think Purdue might knock them off. They have that continuity. This will be another one too. Like it's a late start, so another one we're going to try to stay up for.
Playing his ass off too.
Yeah. So yeah, that combination, Houston, as good as they have been, they can go on. They can get cold offensively. So yeah, that 8.5 is too many points. Give me Purdue, possible money line.
Look, de facto home game for Purdue, essentially 8.5. You're right, too many points. I actually did put a bet on Purdue money line here as well. Lucas Oil is going to be packed, full of Purdue fans. It's going to be a home game
Is
for
it?
them.
Can Purdue fans afford these tickets?
Well, hey, maybe the harvest seasons come in. They still got some money left. I don't know.
Now, it is possible that pisses Houston off when they come out just looking for blood. That's a scenario also. They have that kind of mentality anyways. LJ Cryer, if he gets hot, forget about it. But yeah, it's too many points. There's no way I can bet minus 8.5 in this game.
Yeah. Purdue plus 8.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm going with the over. They're the last 5 minutes of this game is going to be fucking crazy. They're going to be shooting free throws left and right. It's probably going to be Houston up by 10 going into the last few minutes, and then Purdue's going to just start nailing threes and fouling to get back in the game. Give me the over. It should be easy.
Right,
well, for our bracket, I need Houston to get knocked out because I had Gonzaga beating them, and Gonzaga was the better team for the last 35 minutes. But you can't start down 10-2 in the first 5 minutes against Houston.
I had the graphics here for whatever reason. I loaded it at work and I did not load over here. That's okay. But I am on top of our bracket standing. And what does the loser, who's Chris, in so many areas, but this bracket, what does the loser have to do when he comes in last?
Do you have it ready?
No, I don't. I loaded it in, but it did not make the transfer over.
Talking about dipshit. He's actually got the product.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know I was showing it.
Well, I don't. That just sounds wrong. Well, while he pulls that up, obviously it's a little bit of a shorter show today, so not going to get into the whole full food thing. But I feel like the loser should have to consume this. Are you guys familiar with the Merseyside derby in soccer, Liverpool and Everton?
No.
Nope. Sounds fake.
These teams are literally about 2 miles from each other. Everton blue, Liverpool red, of course. Everton's getting a new stadium. They were looking at some of the concessions and stuff. They are not using red ketchup because Liverpool is red. So they have blue Heinz ketchup over there, and they're using a food coloring E133. They're lucky that RFK Jr. isn't over in the UK because he would stop that, I think. But yeah, blue ketchup. Would you all use blue ketchup?
Yeah, why
I
not?
respect it. I respect
Why
it.
not? If it tastes the same, fuck it. I mean, they came out with those different colored ketchups in the 90s that everybody wanted to eat. I couldn't afford them, so.
They had different. I don't remember this.
Yeah, there was a purple. I think there was a green.
I think there was all different kind of colors.
I like this. This is a proper level of hate. Like when Georgia Tech, it used to mean something. In football, there were Georgia fans that would not use mustard, and Georgia Tech fans that would not use ketchup allegedly because of that. I mean, that's like real hate. That's where the rivalry's clean, old-fashioned hate.
What else is on this hot dog?
That I don't know. It looks like
it looks like Doritos or something.
Who knows what those Scousers over there in Liverpool are eating?
Why is the hot dog burnt to a crisp? What the fuck are they doing? English food just need to stop cooking them.
Yeah, my wife likes her hot dogs about that. Like literally, if you could like literally disintegrate the hot dog, that's what she likes. Not me. But I digress. The loser may have to eat that.
About a month or two ago, I think we talked about it in here. There was a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the cereal came out and said they were introducing, or I guess a demo, a Totino's pizza flavored Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So we all signed up to get a sample, and for some reason, I'm the only one that got it. Here it is. They sent it in a pizza box, which is actually kind of cool. You open it up here, and it's this little bag. And it looks kind of disgusting. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Totino's pizza. I don't know why I didn't give this to you because you're gonna come in last in the bracket. But we got to come out
Maybe I
with
won't.
something else.
Yeah, he might
Unless Florida's gonna have to win the whole thing, and then you won't come in last if that happens.
number one. Chris will probably enjoy it. Number two,
That's what I said. We got to come up with something else other than this.
number two,
'Cause that's
we're probably doing him a favor if he eats that. When's the last time you think he's had milk in his body? Calcium, like
I eat cereal, Reese's Puffs all the time
exactly.
with milk.
With
I know.
real
Yeah.
milk?
Yeah, whole milk.
Okay. You eat whole milk?
I eat or drink it.
Drink whole milk? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Team oat milk, man. Team oat milk.
Well, I'm not a pussy who can't take dairy products, so
That's very true. That's very true. No one wants that for me. But yeah, we need to do something because this is actually doing him a favor by getting some calcium into his body. It might negate some of the black tar from the cigarettes and stuff,
Yeah, he's got to wear. We got to think of something.
Yeah. Maybe send him to like Dick's Sporting Goods and like a cod piece or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's not good for anybody. All right. All right. Speaking of not good, let's transition. Major League Baseball season starts tomorrow, opening day. Not exactly got your Nats. I mean, you got the Braves, you got the O's. I have no Nationals gear around me at the moment.
Yeah,
that-
burned it all anyways.
I am a Nats fan, and
Okay.
I'm still celebrating our World Series. I'll load these many years later. When was Baltimore's last one, Scotty? Was Nixon in office?
We
Was
were in the
Reagan?
playoffs. We were in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but you still lost.
Fine.
Just gonna
Still better than you.
turn my
We're better
World
than you right
Series
now.
hat around.
Oh,
we go.
wow. There we go. All right. So Major League Baseball season starts tomorrow, inexplicably on the same day as Sweet 16, but we already talked about that. Let's go through the divisions real quick, give our uneducated takes on
Yeah, seriously.
each one. We'll start with the American League East. This division here makes this might be the most fun in baseball this year. I really feel like you could flip a coin and make a case for
Who's writing
damn
down?
near-
Are you writing this down?
Scotty. Are you
I can-
recording it? Yeah.
Sure, I can write it down.
Okay, there we go. So I really feel like you can make a case for just about any of these teams here, except for maybe the Blue Jays. I'm going to go with Baltimore. It's the kiss of death there. I think they're prime. I like their pitching staff. I mean, they got some great bats there. I really love Gunnar Henderson. I think they got a nice mix of vets and young players. I'm going to go with Baltimore to come out of the AL East.
Yeah, I am too. I hate that you're doing it. I'll never pick the Yankees ever, and almost never pick the Red Sox either. Although I don't hate Boston quite as much as New York. But yeah, it does bother me a little bit that Grayson Rodriguez has like an elbow thing. He's not ready yet. Supposed to be coming back soon though. He hopefully will turn into our ace. He's going to need to for us to win a division and do anything else after that. So obviously the pitching is a worry, but the lineup is loaded. We got more young guys that are just going to keep getting better and better. Gunnar Henderson is an MVP candidate. I think Jackson Holliday is going to have a big year. He's going to break out this year. Some other guys. The pitching, I think, will end up trading for somebody at the deadline. But yeah, go O's.
Chris?
Yeah, I have no fucking idea, so I'll just go with the Yankees.
All right, Chris going with the default Yankees there. And by the way, speaking of Yankees, the Rays playing at Steinbrenner Field this year while Tropicana gets repaired from the hurricane, playing at the Yankees minor league complex. So that'll be fun because considering that when the Rays welcome most of these teams into Tropicana, it's already a road game for them. Now you're literally playing in the Yankees complex, and you're going to be a road team there.
Yeah, they might get more fans.
Yeah. All right, next up, American League Central. I really like this Kansas City team. They're a good mix of young guys and some veterans. What they got, what's it? Tariq Skubal with Detroit looked really well last year. I think Detroit probably fights them for the division, but I know Kansas City had Michael Waka, Seth Lugo. They got some veteran pitching. I really like Hunter Renfroe over there. Jonathan India coming over to Kansas City. I really like what they have going there. I don't think you can really go wrong in this division outside of putting the White Sox at the bottom. And by the bottom, by far. They've already had 6 guys have Tommy John surgery this year.
Jesus.
Like, I can't think of a
What are
more
they doing?
snake-bitten. It's like, remember when, like, the Clippers were, like, the laughing stock of the NBA? And, Jim Rome used to always say, hey, we're going to call the Clippers to make sure that they know it's draft day. That's kind of like the White Sox right now. Like, every Clipper, Bullet, Redskin, like, whatever, Browns, they might be, you take all that stuff and how bad teams have been, they might be the worst organization in sports in the last, like, 30 years right now. The current state of the White Sox.
Didn't they win a World Series in 2007?
2005, I believe it was.
2005? Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's like the World Series that no one even thinks about. But, I mean, overall, you look at them, and they've just been a goddamn disaster since then.
Yeah, them and the Angels.
God.
Yeah, but I was looking at some odds for the division, and this division is the only one with the 4th place team with the best odds is plus 325. So the top 4 teams are plus 325 or better, and then the White Sox were 125 to 1. So, what's that? 12,500.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I'm actually going with the Tigers. You mentioned them. Skubal, he's arguably the best pitcher in the league. Then they have a rookie pitcher that is one of the front runners for Rookie of the Year, Jackson Jobe. I don't know if you're saying his last name right. They made the playoffs last year. It's going to keep getting better. So give me Detroit.
Okay.
I have no fucking idea, so give me Cleveland.
I thought I was going to be the least prepared for baseball.
I
know. Not even really baseball at all yet.
Hey, and the Royals, by the way, my pick for the division, was it Benny Pasquantino from Richmond?
Sure.
Richmond area on that team. And by the way, a guy who could possibly contend for Rookie of the Year, assuming I didn't even look to see if he made the Royals roster out of the spring. I know he was killing it in spring, but Jack Caglione, the first baseman from Florida, Cags as they like to call him, was absolutely ripping the ball earlier in spring training. So a name to keep an eye out for there. I really like the way that guy plays the game. All right, next up, the AL West. I don't know what to make of this division. You have another year where the Mariners have done like absolutely nothing. They just kind of, we have a team. We're not going to bring in anyone. We're not going to do anything. We're just here. Houston's
kind of like the Cowboys.
Pretty much. Houston's aging. Maybe Texas. If Julio Rodriguez can get off to a hot start in Seattle, maybe they'll make some noise for them. But I don't know. Texas, I don't have a lot on this one here. I just like the Rangers.
All right. I'm actually going to Seattle. I had a future on them last year to win the whole thing, only because they almost made the playoffs. They weren't that bad. Won 85 games. They have one of the best pitching staffs in the league. Texas is going to probably underwhelm like they always do. Fuck Houston. Give me Seattle.
Chris?
I'll take Houston. Why not?
Okay.
Taking all the Yankees and the Astros.
Yeah, Chris just wants to be hated. Moving over, speaking of hate, a team that I hate, the Atlanta Braves. I'm going to go ahead and take them to win the NL East. It's pretty much going to be a three-way race between them, Philly, and New York. I think the Nats improve this year. I don't think they flirt with a wild card, but they got a lot of good young players. Dylan Cruz, especially, I think could be the next big thing for them. But I think they're a couple years away. What's that, Scotty?
By a couple, you mean like 12? Yeah.
No, I think the Nats are about 2 to 3 years away before they really contend for something. They got some veterans like Josh Bell and a couple other guys I forget, but they're probably going to be in the market to move some veteran sticks at the trade deadline and just get younger and keep on improving. That's going to be the big thing, is especially defensively too. Can they improve? The Marlins are going to be at the bottom. The Mets have spent a ton of money. There's going to be a ton of pressure on Juan Soto. He's had a great spring. Philadelphia, I think their window may be closing a little bit. It is an older team. I think they can make another run, but I think it's Atlanta's division.
Well, we got Strider coming back. I'm assuming Acuna's coming back soon, if he's not already back. I haven't paid attention to any spring training, so I don't fucking know. But hopefully we can stay healthy. I will pick Atlanta with the caveat that they cannot have injuries this year. If they do, then it's the Mets.
Well, I'm not writing that. I'm writing Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just to disagree with both of you and to piss Chris off, there's only going to be 2 teams that repeat from last year as division winners. This is going to be one of them. Give me the Phillies. Braves aren't going to be as good as everybody thinks they are. I don't even know about the rest of the division. Can't trust the Mets. Yeah, go Phillies.
Okay.
Not go Phillies, but they're going to win the division.
Disgusting.
Next up, the NL Central. I think we can pretty much all agree it's going to be Cubs or Brewers here, right? There's really no one else.
Yeah, St. Louis is not good. I know that much.
St. Louis isn't good. Pittsburgh.
Fuck it. Give me Cincinnati.
Cubs.
Give me Cincinnati. Ellie De La Cruz.
That's your division pick for the NL Central?
That's right. Give me Cincinnati.
Oh, wow. Okay. Scotty, you saying Cubbies?
Yeah.
Well, they're already in
Cincinnati's only plus 425, so that's not.
The Cubbies are already in a 0-2 hole to start the season.
Oh no, they only have 160 more games left to catch up.
160 more games to figure it out. I'm gonna go with the Brew Crew. I think this is going to be one of the better division races to watch them back and forth all year between those two. But I really like Jackson Churio. I think I'm pronouncing that right. With Milwaukee. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of hype and expectation on the Cubs. I just feel like they never quite live up to that. I know they picked up Kyle Tucker. He's one of the best, like all around guys in the majors right now. When they win like 83 games, I want to say last year. I don't know. I just the Cubs. Did they win like 83?
Yeah.
83. Yeah. I'm going to go with Milwaukee though in the Central.
All right.
And I think we can probably all agree.
Dodgers.
Yeah, Dodgers like by far by like 10.
Let's look at the odds. I have the odds pulled up here.
Minus 250.
So other than the Dodgers, the biggest favorite is for any division is the Cubs at plus 100. The Dodgers are minus 750.
Good God. 750.
I don't know how accurate.
No, you're not betting on them, but you got to pick them.
Yeah.
I got a RotoWire up right now, and they have on Bet Rivers the Cubs at minus 115. But the Dodgers, they have the Dodgers on FanDuel. RotoWire does at minus 800.
Jesus Christ!
I mean,
yeah.
The Dodgers are slowly creeping into Philadelphia territory for me in the hatred meter. It's getting close.
I mean, if you're betting, you got to bet on San Diego or Arizona.
Yeah, you got to bet on
900.
There's just no money.
You just got to hope for shredded ACLs all over the place over there.
Yeah, you're an awful, terrible person. Jesus, LA has had enough. Okay,
what's new?
But the city's already in mourning.
I don't even know if that matters.
Blocking his ACL.
Oh man, you know what sucks? I was actually watching because I saw Juju was playing and she looked really good. You could tell she's like definitely the best player on the court. And then they got to 9-0. I'm like, all right, there's no sense watching this anymore. Turned it 5 minutes later, get a notification that she was carted off or
That
helped off.
sucks.
It's like, damn, man.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be back.
Hopefully.
Scotty watching women's March Madness. That's when you know you have a
You watch for a certain handful of players that are actually really good, and you keep them moving.
Sorry.
I
Paige
learned.
Buckett,
Sorry,
Juju.
I can't watch third division 1-0 soccer or sailing.
Hey, I've been watching a lot of lower level racing. Sadly, you can't really bet on that, but I've been watching a lot of racing
Yeah.
streams lately.
At least basketball, they go in two directions.
Hey, NASCAR, okay, you make the circle. Other forms of racing, you got the road courses, all right. You got to turn right and left, all right.
What
shit.
happened in the? Speaking of that, what happened to that Indy race? Did it ever come back?
Yeah, it came back on the IndyCar race. We'll talk more about this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. on Getting Loose with Leon podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow that as I get you ready for motorsports over the weekend. But yes, the Indy race had some IT issues. They lost scoring. They lost the cameras. They lost everything. Fox switched over to the
Sounds
NASCAR
familiar.
race. And yeah, it was, oh, fuck you, Scott. It was already, they took a beating. I forget the exact ratings, but it was a bloodbath. And NASCAR outdrew it on FS1 against Indy on Fox, like actual Fox. That's not good for IndyCar. That was about the worst thing you could have happen last week.
Are we
So is
doing
that a Fox fuck up or an Indy fuck up?
That was a just internet issues fuck up. Like this one of those things you can't control. Something probably happened at the track that knocked out the internet and everything.
They're on that West End Verizon shit.
I put it like this. Yeah, we're gonna give out the pennant and all that stuff. I'll put it like this. I know where you're going. I've worked in many of a live event production truck. I can only imagine the words that were said. If you have a mistake during a live like television broadcast, what's said in that truck is some of the worst things you'll ever hear humanity say. So I can only imagine what happened there.
Yeah, and it was racing. Yeah, a lot of hard R's flying around. I'm sure.
No, I don't think so, sir.
That might be racist.
All right, moving over to the divisions. Oh, excuse me, the pennant. Scotty, I'll start with you. Your pennant winners and give me your World Series winner in Major League Baseball.
Baltimore and the Dodgers, and I'm biased. Screw it. It's the only time I can be. Only team that I have that's a true contender. I know the Commanders got far last year. They're not quite there yet. We'll get to that in a few months. But go O's. Baltimore does it. Something hasn't happened to the Dodgers. Go Baltimore. Anything is possible.
Okay, Kevin Garnett. Baltimore getting their first World Series title since, what was it, 83, I think was the last one.
Hey, we're in contention now. Why does that matter?
Yeah. None of us were alive the last time the Orioles won the World Series. In fact, the Colts still played in Baltimore, I believe, the last time the Orioles won a World Series. So they got that going for them. Chris?
Give me Atlanta over Cleveland. Why not?
1995 World Series matchup.
Yeah.
Maybe
Kenny Lofton and David Justice coming through for Cleveland this time.
Maybe Jose Mesa can go out there and did you not pay the electric bill?
Hold on. Yeah, well, the computer's still on, dipshit.
Hey, I don't know where you siphon gas and electricity from. Was it 90? What World Series did Jose Mesa blow for Cleveland? It was 97, I think, when they lost to the Marlins.
Against the Yankees? The Marlins? Yeah.
Yeah. 95.
Chris looks like he's somewhere where they shoot Missy Elliott videos.
I don't know what that means. I'm scared to ask.
Shocker.
This is the shiny insulation.
Okay. I don't want to see Missy Elliott in anything shiny. It looks like the seat covers off a 94 Toyota Camry. Anyway.
Feelings are mutual for her, I'm sure.
All right, going to mine here. I am going to go off the beaten path here. And I'm going to go Dodgers, Royals in the World Series.
So far off the beaten path.
Hey, I don't think
he just likes KC.
Oh yeah, big KC fan. Big, yeah. True blue, all the way there. The Royals, by the way, who allegedly maybe talking to Overton, Kansas, about moving their new stadium to Kansas, not in Kansas City, Missouri, but actually across the line there in the state of Kansas. Looking more and more likely like that might happen. But we'll see. But no, I'm going Dodgers, Royals, World Series, Dodgers, World Series champions.
I hope that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift buy stock in the Royals if they haven't already, and they're there for like every game.
Part owners. Oh man, that'd be great.
Is she still like in hiding somewhere? I got like a Daily Mail thing popped up on my phone the other week that she was in hiding, and I'm like,
yes,
what does she have to
we're
hide
trusting the British tabloids on American pop stars.
Hey, that's literally their job as tabloids
I
is
don't
to
know.
follow the pop stars. I have no clue, but yeah,
I don't read those things.
hey, they cover American news quite well, and I like to read their international news coverage. But
Yes.
I could do without the.
They also used to say that Princess Diana was still alive.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, Dodi Fayed, R.I.P. Man. All right.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up here. With
Wait,
we're not
Chris, who
gonna-
did you pick?
What's that?
Atlanta over Cleveland. We're not going to talk about the Masters.
I'm sorry.
the Masters. Not time for
The
the
Masters this weekend.
No, what are you talking?
No.
Are you
Didn't they just
high?
have the Masters dinner?
The champions did the menu came out for the champions dinner, but
that's
the
not this
Masters
weekend?
is like April.
We
April
should have.
10th.
Dude, I'm
We should have
fine.
let him make a. We should have let him make a Masters pick.
God damn, Chris.
We should have let him make a Masters pick
We really.
and see how long it took him to
What are
realize.
they playing this weekend? I don't fucking know, man.
It's the Houston Open this
Oh.
week.
Okay. Hey, dude, I was listening to the radio earlier and they were talking about which live guys had the best odds. I didn't fucking know.
Oh yeah, well, Liv's. There's not a lot going on with Liv right
I'm
now.
exhausted, man.
Liv
long
did
day,
just announce some creator scrambles. Like literally, some of the golf YouTube stars are pairing up with a Liv player, and they're doing like a scramble. I'm sure 87 people will watch that because Liv's ratings have just been atrocious. And I was a Liv guy at first, but
Are they still on the CW?
they have a deal where they come on Fox now.
Oh,
But
I haven't seen it.
Who knew?
well, when you are playing in Saudi Arabia,
It's coming on at 3:00 in the morning.
yeah, much like
that's
my
I'd
F1
rather-
last week with the Chinese Grand Prix at 3 a.m. That was a rough wake up call for me.
I'd rather hang a Live, Laugh, Love poster on my wall than watch Live.
Someone that's not living or laughing is Liam Lawson, by the way, who I'll talk about also on Saturday morning. Demoted
What?
after 2 races from his.
I thought somebody died and you're making fun of it.
Oh no! Well, his F1 career may be dead because he's demoted after 2 races in the Red Bull seat there and demoted back to the Visa Cash App Red Bull tractor, whatever you want to call that piece of shit car, with Yuki Tsunoda now taking over as they move to Japan in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about that a little more on Saturday morning, though.
All right.
So, you boys need to follow my bets. By the way, we've given out a winner 4 or 5 weeks on there. I'm hot. I don't know much, but I know motorsports. I'm hitting.
Those motorsports and his
Something
A1C because he's got to watch it.
All right. On that unfortunate note, we will see you all back here next week. Actually,
Sometime next week.
I will not see you next week.
Are you this your last show ever? Because if you're going,
Yeah, you're not coming back.
I am. I'm going to a place where law does not exist. I trust you boys to do the show next week. Should I come back?
When are you coming back? If you make it back,
what's this? What's the travel timeline?
because the
here?
Final Four is Saturday, right?
The Final Four is,
And then the championship Monday, I believe, is what they usually do.
Correct.
let me take a look as we do some live producing here.
I'm pretty sure that's how it always is. But just when are you coming back? Maybe we can do a Saturday show.
I will be back the 9th. I will be back.
Like I know
Wednesday
what
the
day
9th.
it is.
Wednesday the 9th. April
All right,
9th.
You're going for
Well, then-
2 weeks?
I'm going for like 5-6 days.
When are you leaving?
tell them my travel plans on the show. I'm leaving on the next Thursday, a week from tomorrow.
No, so we can do the show Wednesday. Cool.
What, you expect me to come back from international travel and do a show?
No, I'm saying we could do the
Wednesday
show
before you leave.
Wednesday before you leave, dumbass.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I got some loose ends to tie up. I'll let you know as we do some live producing on the air.
Maybe we can get Drunk Leon from Cabo to connect.
Well, thank you for doxing my vacation, Scotty.
Oh yeah,
like somebody's gonna go to Cabo to find Leon.
Hey,
one of our 20 viewers are gonna come buy a plane ticket. I doubt any of our viewers can
and
afford to just buy a ticket,
so they cannot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We'll see. I will be several margaritas deep. I may put up some content there. No, I can't. I can't sports bet. Sports betting is apparently illegal in Mexico. So who knows?
You have to find a guy.
Though I think it's like one of those like offshore things that no one really cares about. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk into a bar and put like 12 pesos on Purdue and just figure out what happens. Yeah.
Wonder if they'll even be showing the game.
You know what? I don't even care at this point. The only thing that I want to see is the bottom of a glass and get some as many cervezas in me as possible. Yeah, just mucho cerveza, por favor. That's all I know.
Leon's gonna live stream from a donkey show.
I don't think so, sir.
Your chances of not getting locked up are not very mucho.
It's not zero. I can tell you that. So yeah. All right. Coming at you live next week from a Mexican prison. The Let's Not Do This podcast. Me and Raul on Cell Block H. Until then, next time.
We'll send the wife some money to bail you out.
She you know what? I appreciate that, Scotty. That's good old mafia.
For her sake.
There. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Not yours.
We'll leave him in there for her sake, so she can come back.
Well, if she wants to do that, that's fine.
Hey,
that's her call.
If they feed me food, like good food in Mexican, what do you think Mexican prison food is like?
Probably
is it like tacos?
I doubt it's tacos.
Damn. Maybe the white collar one. Maybe I can get like
racist.
Yeah, maybe I can get like the Martha Stewart Mexican prison.
Do those exist?
You know those videos of like the street food that is like very unsanitary.
Oh,
probably worse than that. Probably worse than that.
They're gonna force you to drink the water. That's what they're gonna do.
Well, I could lose some weight. So coming back 10 pounds lighter. All right, keep your stick on the ice. I'll see you back Saturday morning for Getting Loose with Leon. Yes.